This is the Thrive complete install video. Alright, first step here is when we receive a new client on Thrive, we're going to navigate to this link that you see here. It's legacy.downtimecollectionsolutions.com. On this page, you'll see free 30-day trial. I want to start with a trial account. Say the new client is McDonald's. We're just going to enter McDonald's here for the username and McDonald's for the password. For this, for testing purposes, I'm just going to add testing account. So that's going to be the username and the password. I'm going to copy this and paste it. Name really isn't important. I usually just put my name and put a fake email address. We don't want spam emails coming through. You might get a lot of email if you set that to your email address. And then don't really need a phone number here either. I just put any old number. We're going to then create the account. And you'll see it says thank you for creating the account. Then you can you have a login here. The next step is going to be to extend the trial period to a full extension. We usually put it out about 10 years. In order to do that, we're going to have to go to, I'll show you the link here. I know I have all these bookmarked. We're going to go to downtimecollectionsolutions.com. We're going to log in. We're going to use admin and then our password, which will be provided to you. You'll see this pop up. You just select OK, and then we're going to navigate to admin users. This may take a few moments to load, so I'm just going to sit here for a minute. What this does is it extends that trial period. If you set up a client and miss this step, 30 days from now, they will no longer be collecting data. So what you need to do is we need to go back in here to the admin portal, select our users, find the user we just created. We created a user called, let's see, testing account. So that's what we're going to search in the admin user portal, is that testing account once it loads here. You can see some other things in here. You don't have to worry about that for now. It's mostly older legacy items other than the admin portal for the users. Once this eventually does load here, you'll see every single trial account, every single current account that's ever been created will display here in the menu. And you can see we've got it loaded. You see all these accounts popping up. Luckily, there's a search bar here that I'm just going to paste my testing account. And you can see this is our testing account. You can see the creation date. You can see our expire dates a month from now. You can see the last login for the user. And then you can see the additional information I set it up with. You don't have to worry about any of this. What we're going to do now is we're going to select Edit. And unfortunately, it's going to bring up every other trial account. So we're going to have to research that testing account. I'm just going to copy this again. And it's going to sit here and load for a minute. This may take some time depending on a lot of things. So we're just going to sit here and wait until this loads back up. Alright, so we have our edit. So it's still in edit mode. What we're going to do is we're going to search testing account, and you can see all the fields are now editable. What we're going to be looking for is the expire date. We're just going to extend the year to 2026, give them 10 years, and then we're going to scroll to the right and click Save. We're going to have to wait to close out of this window until you see all those items packed, all the listed accounts pop back up here for us. And that's how we successfully create a username and extend the client login date. The next step is to create our newly created account in the API. To do that, we're going to navigate to api.thrivemes.com/login using the admin username and the password, which will be provided to you. Once we log in, you're going to see our line collection. What we're going to do here is this is a new line collection. It's already set to that. You can see all the current clients that have lines in the API. So we're just going to select New Data Collection Node. We're going to use the same username, same password, same server name. It's all going to be the same information. Make sure to select the current and correct time zone. We're in Eastern time, but we can select Central, Pacific, and Australian. We're just going to leave this at Eastern Standard Time currently. So when you're creating this, the client will not have monitoring because they don't have the software and the hardware set up. If you select this, you're going to get downtime alerts consistently and constantly until the client sets it up. So only click monitor once you have verified the client has A, the hardware set up, and B, it's set up properly at their location. This process occurs prior to that. So we're just going to save the data collection node, and we will check this checkbox as soon as we verify the client has received and set up the hardware properly. So we're going to save this. And then you can see we've created a new account, but we still have to set up the lines and the devices here. So I'll go over this a little bit with you. Say a client sets up a line. They have a line that creates, let's just say they create, it's a packaging line. We use a lot of packaging lines with Hanson Brick, so we'll just create packaging line here. This will not accept spaces or special characters, so you have to be aware of that. Whenever there's a space, I just put an underscore. The downtime threshold, that's going to be the amount of time before we consider the line down. Usually we want to do anywhere between 30 seconds and a minute. Anything beyond that can be troublesome. So let's try to recommend 30 seconds to 1 minute. So I'm going to put 30 seconds. Uptime threshold, doesn't matter, we're not using it. So we'll save our line setup. And then you can see we have our new line set up here, the new packaging line. Now each case count and heartbeat is going to have their own device. That's going to be dependent upon the IP address. I use a default IP address scheme just to make it easy on us. So I use this. And I'll come back to this later to show you why and how this interacts with our software in a little bit. So this is, I'm setting up a heartbeat with the IP address 192.168.213.3. Now we'll also have a tag location. This file is going to be in the document that goes along with this video. You're going to see tags. What this is our tag location of our heartbeats and case counts. You can see the first line on the PLC, that's going to be this memory location, 13338. That's our tag name, our address type. This is, I always keep this at default. You can see 335. That's what I'm going to do, 335. Save device setup. And you've successfully saved the heartbeat. Most clients will also have a case count, so we'll select new device setup. And it's going to be the same IP address for the case counter. We just have to select the correct downtime or counter here. And the tag for our case count is going to be the one right beneath it, 13288. 13288 335. And we've successfully set up a single line for a client to collect in the back end of our system in the API. Again, that link is api.thrivemes.com, and this will be linked, this tag location will be linked in the document that corresponds with this video, but I can show you real quick on this PLC diagram what we're actually talking about. You see we have this 1A, 1B heartbeat counter on our PLC. 1A is right here. That's a heartbeat. That's going to determine whether the line is up or whether the line is down. Our 1B is going to be an incremental case count. Every time, I would say, a brick or a packaged product goes through a sensor, we increment the count. We give them efficiency calculation based off this counter right here, and then we give them total uptime and downtime events based off the heartbeat counter here. And these tag locations correspond with each of these. Tom set this up pretty nice. Tom Giorgio from Midwest Engineering. So you can see which of these tags corresponds with which which input on our PLC. You can see 1A, 1B, 1A, 1B. That's going to be one line. If you had an additional line here, 2A and 2B, you would just go to 2A, 2B and enter the appropriate tag location.